fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
The jab doesn't quite connect. Which fighter will say no mas? Have to be a judge of this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move.
The flat for the fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off and make the ring small. Put them on the back foot. Put them under pressure.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Leaves enough.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to block
What's
it.
up, bud?
They've got to block it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Tried to score with a jab. For the weary. A perfect counter lands. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered.
Feel bad, bro. Let me stay.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he scores with the counter. Nice counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. At this point, you gotta believe. There's the bell for round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Edwards stumbling around. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
That counter shot lands. Pacquiao there got clipped clean. How is this fight's still continuing.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. Nice counter. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well done with that counter shot. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round.
Nah, I think I'm gonna try not to eat today. Rush myself out.
What are we gonna have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Beautiful counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box it. Frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
Nice counter shot. Can they figure out the combination to this set?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Catch and shoot. Just missed with that hook. Good counter punch. Swing and a miss with that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This round's still up on rounds with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. This is the beginning of round 6. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That time counter shot. He caught him with that body shot and it froze him in his tracks. Look at this again.
Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
He's up, but for how long? Look at her. On the heels. Look at it. There's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change it? It's a perfect start.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Huh?
Every time he throws a punch, a
Which
receipt
fans?
is coming right back.
Oh, really? Good.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao now, last round. The corner hasn't thrown in the towel yet, so I guess... Here we go, it's round 7. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Good defense stopping that jab. Nice counter punch. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym. Every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way.
No, because I don't know if we have everything. We haven't even tried it. All right. Yeah.
Threw the uppercut, but did not score. That jab misses. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Stamina is off the charts. Nice counter punch right up the middle. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go.
No. Honestly, Mason could use that if he wants to.
Let's talk about Edwards in that last round. You heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to...
Careful.
And we enter the 8th round. Really seemed to exhaust himself last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship round. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
They exchange punches. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Hard look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out of the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use playing with the ball.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Lucky to have avoided that uppercut. Quick punch scores. There's a counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? So much bruising. Will the referee stop this fight? So time back in. Let's keep fighting. No surprise there, a unanimous decision.
Unanimous? You know what? Smart, that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. And every round in the bag, there was no argument.